everybody, welcome to the channel. The video you're about to see is some old footage I took when I first started building my second video pin. It's kind of incomplete. I was hoping to do a complete tutorial on building this pin, but when I started building this one, everything was going great, and then I ended up in the hospital, my wife ended up in the hospital, and it took me forever to get back to it. And I ended up just finishing it up and not really getting a whole lot of video done. So this isn't really intended on teaching you how to build one. I don't put a lot of the dimensions in. It's just, that's what I intended to do with it originally. But basically this is just showing you how I built this pin. I started out with pin number 1 over there. Didn't really document it at all. And then I decided to build a second one. I don't know, how many can you have? So some of the things I left out in the original videos, I mounted 24-inch, just this is an ONN Roku TV, just a regular TV. That's why the hole's in here. I can use the remote to turn it on. It's got to have the sensor there if I can get it to work. There you go, it came on. Something I didn't have hooked up in the video that I showed you earlier is I do have a start button over here, and it's a LED. It just remotely turns on the computer. Also, you can turn it off for safe shutdown. The 27-inch monitor auto senses the computer and it turns on automatically, so that's really sweet. So anyway, some of the other stuff I left out is how I mounted the monitors. Basically, you see some pictures in there where I just built some little frames that go across these panels. The TVs mount to them. They fit just inside the box, and then if you can see on the sides here, I got to tighten these up, but some carriage bolts, 1/4 carriage bolts. There's some up there and some here. Wing nuts on the inside, and they basically hold it together. Now, I got this set up where when it starts up, it should auto start the joy to key, which I'm waiting for. There it goes, joy to key, and then it'll auto start Pinball Emporium. So anyway, just kind of a little explanation about the video. It's not so much to teach you how to build one, just showing you what I did. I got the T-molding on it. I didn't do that on the other one. I put a bigger, nicer monitor for the back glass in the other one. Right now, I've got 312 tables on here. At the time I started this, it only had a couple hundred. So anyway, just wanted to share this with you. Again, hope you enjoy it, and thanks for watching. This is pinball cabinet number 2. Thought I'd do a little video and photos as I went along on this one. I'm using the same size monitors last time, but I'm using a wider back glass. This one's a true 1920 by 1080p monitor. It's a little wider, but not as tall, but I'm making room for the speakers. So, I don't know, the back box is a little bigger than the last one just because I need more width. The inside dimensions of the box have to be at least 16 inches wide. I'm right at 16 for the monitor that I'm using. From the control deck, which is here, to the back up there, I need 24 inches. I've got 24 1/8, which gives me plenty of room. Only other things I can think to talk about at this point is the angle I cut, which I'll get those here in a little bit and tell you what the angle was I made. But long story short, it's basically 2 boxes, birch veneer plywood, one for the back box. I did cut a slot in the back. I learned this last time. One so I can get my carriage bolts here and my wing nuts to tighten it down and hold it in place, and also for the wiring to come down through so I can reach through back here and fish them on down to the computer components and everything, plus a nice little handle for picking it up. But anyway, this is as far along as I've gotten right now. Again, the back box, this piece here, and again, my back box measurement, outside measurement made out of 3/4 inch plywood. Birch veneer plywood is, what is that, 25 inches tall, give or take, and 24 wide rather, and 24 inches tall. So that's 25 inches wide, 24 inches tall, and that's as far along as I've got it right now. I did some sanding down to kind of round this down. I also put slotted this wood for T-molding. I made some boo-boos down here. I learned a little bit about using a router, but I pre-installed the T-molding, and I may just have to put a little adhesive here to hold it in place, but it did work fine. It fits in there fine. It grabs tight up here and along here, but where I made the boo-boos on the corners, I can take care of that. T-molding will cover it, filler, paint. Anyway, this is where I'm at so far. Now I've done some more work on this. I've got the back glass housing built, or the box, cut out for the back glass television. This is a little hole here for the sensor, because it is a TV that I'm using. I'm using a monitor for the main playfield. The monitor will come on and off when it senses the computer, but this one, however, will not. So I had to put a hole here for the remote to be able to make adjustments, turn it on, change the ports, all the stuff you got to do with the remote. Speaker holes, trims in. I'm building the mount that goes on the back side that holds the television in, and I'll show a picture of that video or pictures of that later. Same thing here. I'll build some mounts to hold the main playfield up here against the frame. I got the Bally Williams legs delivered and installed. Just mocking this all up before paint. This will be the on-off switch for the computer, which will be installed down here below the glass. There'll be a shelf down here, and this will be your push button to turn the computer on, push it again to do a safe shutdown. Here is my flipper holes and my nudge hole. This is my plunger hole, which is just going to be a button plunger. It's going to be an LED button plunger. It's kind of cool looking. I picked up joystick here. I did that on my last one, so you can move through the menus up, down, left, right, and you could also hook up some vertical games on it and play that too on the playfield if I put those on the computer. Escape button for Pinball Emporium, D, that's for dropping a coin, C for starting the game. This is tab. I forget what this one's for. But anyway, this is where I'm at so far. Coming along nicely. Gonna be ready pretty quick for primer and paint. A lot of sanding. Man, I was testing out my new back glass for my new virtual pinball build, and all of a sudden I turned it on and your average gamer's on here. I just can't get away from this guy. Okay, that's just the box with the T-molding on it. And these are the monitor mounts that I'm talking about that I built, the exact width of the cabinet. And one's for the back glass area and one's for the main playfield. And that's what they attach to. There's a little paint going on. There's the legs going on. There it is with the playfield mounted, and you can see the 4 screws going through the wood and the mounting bracket there that holds the playfield on. And there you go with it standing up before I put the back glass on. Okay, been working on the new V-pin, finishing up all day today. I got behind because of all the hospital stuff and everything. Finally got some of the finishing touches done, so I'm firing it up for the first time. Of course, I've tried the software before on the computer and everything. I just haven't had it in the cabinet. The speakers are not hooked up yet, so it's going to be running off the TV speakers. It'll sound a lot better. And the only other thing that's not hooked up is that little green button on the side is going to be the computer on-off button, so I don't have to reach down and turn the computer on and off. I can do it. This one's got an auto start. It's going to launch my Joy to Key which interprets the keys. The joy. This has also got a illuminated start button and plunger. Unlike the other one, the other thing about this one, there's the other one there. And it's been a great one, and it's still going to be a great one. But it's got a smaller back glass. This is a true 1920 by 1080, I believe it is, resolution back glass. And this one auto starts. I don't know, just got a lot of cool features, different color, some different games on it than the other one. And anyway, looks like it fired up just fine. Let's see if the buttons work. This scrolls me. Okay, scrolling through the games just fine. A little slow loading that one. Well, anyway, sometimes some of them are a little slow. It's the first time at launch, but anyway, got a few bugs to work out, like getting the speakers wired up and that button done up, and then figuring out why this thing just did this. So anyway, oh, there it came back. It must have been a game it just doesn't like. Some of these games are not conducive to working all the time. So I got to go through all of them. There's over 246 games. This number 23 of 246. So anyway, that's it for now. Just thought I'd show off the new V-Pen.